Good morning. It's Monday, December 20th, 2021. My name is Terry Morgan. Excuse me, we're here to practice Yang Style Taiji. I'm going to make an adjustment to the camera, and I'm going to make an adjustment to my coffee cup here. And we're going to get started. There's the camera. Be right back. I had to get some more coffee. Excuse me. So, this morning we're going to pay attention to the things that are important in part 2 of Yang Style Taiji. There's a couple of things that we want to focus on a little bit that are different than what we have in part 1. And we want to pay attention a little bit to this idea of the progression, that the movements become more difficult as we go further into the set. The leg work, at the end of part 2, I'm going to focus on that a little bit today, not too much. It's something that is part of the system that needs to be there, that we need to pay attention to, and I'll talk a little bit about the applications for that. At the same time, if you're learning, the key movements are not the ones that are the most difficult. They're the ones that are the simplest. And it sounds, maybe for some folks it sounds backwards. It's not. Sometimes it's much more difficult to do something simple than it is to do something that's complicated. I can attest to that personally. All right, let me put the coffee down and get started. Also, I'm going to point out that this is the second to the last class. Okay, so today's the 20th. I'll be here on the 27th, next week, next Monday, with the final class for this series. I'm going to take a break at the beginning of the year, and when I come back, we'll have a new format, and we'll have a new series. I am going to, just so you know, I am going to finish part 3. Yang Style has 3 parts. We are going to finish part 3. I may not do it in the same way that I've been teaching part 1 and part 2, but it is going to be finished. Alright, basic stretch, feet about shoulder width apart, stand straight. Relax the shoulders, relax the arms, wiggle the fingers, wiggle the toes, bend the knees, all that. Turn the waist a little bit, turn the head a little bit. Whatever gives you that sense of being loose and well aligned. Okay? And open, hand circle in the front, back around to both sides, up along the center line. Follow the hand, stretch out. One more time. Actually, 2 more times. Roll up. And one more time. Stretch out. Bend the knees. Stretch up. Elbows drop down. Fingertips. Hands return to your sides. Yeah, it's going to be one of those coughing mornings, I can tell. Hang on. Alright, let's review just a little bit from the first part of Yang Style Taiji. We're going to review the opening few moves up to hand strum the lute. Feet together, stand straight. Hands at your sides. Fingertips reach down. Crown of the head reaches up. Relax the body, relax the breath. Salute. And breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Shift weight to the right. Open the left. Center. Arms up. Press down. Sink left, open right. Step through. Ward off left, pull down right. Turn. Ward off right, pull down left. Grasp the bird's tail, pull down. Press. And push. Fingertips down, palms flat, turn around. Turn the foot. Single whip. Shift. Drop the elbows. Bring the hands through. On the heel, raise the hands. Turn foot. White crane spreads its wings. On the toe. And brush knee. Step up. And strum the lute. Stay there. All right, relax for a second. Yeah. I'm fine as long as I'm not talking. And no, there's no illness or anything. I ate some cheese stuff last night, and it's telling me that that I did. It was a good grilled cheese sandwich, so there's that. All right. As we move through this series, what we just did, one of the key things to pay attention to is that all of the movements, everything we just did, has at its core fundamental applications for Tai Chi. Ward off, pull down, press, and push. Pang, Lu, Ji, An. These are fundamental applications in all Tai Chi systems. How we do them, how we do a particular move, how we execute a particular technique is different according to which system we're practicing. But these fundamental applications, these fundamental ideas that go behind the movement are in these very simple movements. I use brush knee frequently. Step, brush knee. Push, press, either one. Okay, this hand can come out with push, an, push, right? Push. It can come with press, press, G. And I'm going to keep pressing. That's press. Push. Press. All right? The outer appearance, what you're looking at outside, looks very similar. I'm going to do this again. I just use my arm. Press. All right? I'm going to keep pressing. I stay connected, I'm pressing. Here, press. Right? Push. The idea behind push is both connected and to send away. Right? And has a little bit of a downward idea behind it. Push. Pong, very similar to push. Push, go away. Push, go away. Pong has more of a upward direction. I want you to go flying, right? And you're going down. G continues the connection. It doesn't stop. If you move, I move with you. This idea of remaining connected is fundamental as well in Taiji push hands. We stay connected to the opponent, right? In competition, okay? Taiji push hands competition. We stay connected to the opponent. We don't, there's no slap hands, there's no punching, none of that. If there is, I'm going to stop you and I'm going to disqualify you. Alright? So there's that. As we work through those sets, push, press, the intent behind the movement, and that's the key. What is your intent? What are you trying to do? You don't know. I'm going to do it again this way. What am I trying to do? How can you tell? You would know if I was connected to you, right? If you're here and I come this way, you will know what my intent is. You will. I promise. But unless you're standing right here and I've done something, how can you know? This explanation, understanding what the possibilities are behind the move, gives you the ability to see a little more clearly, and especially if I decide I'm going to let you see it, a little more clearly what is going on through that move. Use single whip. This hand, what am I doing over here? Could be push, could be press, could be ward off. This arm comes around with the idea of ward off. And changes. Palm, and ward off, ward off, ward off, push, ward off, press. All of those are fundamental applications. Pang, Lu, Ji, An, Sai, Le, Jiu, Kou, Jin, Cui, Zhou, Yo, Tu. These are the 13 postures. Ward off, pull down, press, push. Zai, zai, slice, Lie, Lie, pull down, Jiu, Kou, shoulder, elbow, the 8 directions, Entering, leaving, Jin, Tui, Zo, Yo, look left, look right, to center. Ding. These are the 5 elements. Together they make up the 13 postures of Tai Chi. How we do the movements that go with these applications varies by the system. The applications must be there. At some point in the learning, at some point in the study, at some point in your practice, they must be included. Now, I'm starting again with the basic things. This idea that, how do I include, right? Must be included. What am I supposed to do? How do I do that? Brush knee again, simple, brush knee, all right? How do I include these applications in that one move? Well, not all of them are in that one move, right? That's the first thing. Second thing, understanding what is possible. Ward off. I can, as my hand comes around here, I have ward off. I also have an opportunity to use there. It's iffy, but I could. Depends on my opponent. Most of the time, we're going to look at this as ward off or press. I'm either going to push away, or I'm going to connect and continue to move whatever it is out of my way. So, ward off, press. Different idea behind the move, the same exact movement. My idea, move that out of the way so I can do something else. Keep moving that out of the way, stay connected so that I control it and do something else. Either one is correct. Depends on the circumstance, depends on what we're trying to do. And this is, again, I'm going to go back to this idea that what is apparently simple has much more behind it. All right, now, how do I do this, right? Sink into the, I'm on my right leg. Sink into the right, step with the left. I can go the other side. So, sink into the left, step with the right. I personally tend to favor my right side, so I go on that side most of the time. Both sides need to be worked. All right? As I come through, I have a little bit of the idea of twist, twist, right? I also have the idea behind the leading hand, whichever happens to be the leading hand. Pong, G, pong, ward off. G, press. An, push. This goes down and up, and this just goes straight and stays. All right? Those ideas are fundamental. If they are not present, as I said, at some point, they have to be present. If they're not, the movement is incomplete. We start, feet about shoulder width apart, shift left, open the toes, brush knee, and push. Those brush knee and push. Do this with me. Stand straight. Shift left. Turn. Step right. Push. And ward off. Again. Shift right. Open the toes. Step through. Push and ward off. Shift left. Turn the toes on the right. Press both hands. One more time. Shift left, open right. Press both hands. Shift right, open left. Press both hands. As you step through this idea, press extends through the leg, not just, it's this, I talk about paying attention to the hand because this is what you can see, right? Notice my back leg as I step through. Back leg. Other side. From here, that back leg drives the movement. We turn through the waist. Now, Yang Style doesn't use as much turning through the waist as Wudang Style, but it's there, and it must be there. This is not stiff. It moves, right? The hips can't be stiff. The waist can't be stiff. Nothing is stiff and rigid. Everything moves. How much energy, how much strength we put into the movement changes the appearance. The intent behind what we're doing will change very little of the outward appearance. The outside appearance doesn't change. You do this with me. We're going to do press, what we just did, and then we're going to change it to ward off, push. Feet about shoulder width apart. Shift left, open right, press both hands. Stay connected. Use the back leg. Do that one more time. Shift left, open right, press. All right, now, lower hand, left hand on this side, ward off. Upper hand, push. Shift left, step through. Again, shift left, step through. Do you see the difference? Do you feel the difference? That's what we need to pay attention to. What's behind the move is partly determined by which move we're doing, right? Hamstring the glute. Split. Pull down. Press up. Twist. Ouch. It's the application behind this move, right? So as I step up here, this takes the elbow, this hand takes the wrist, and twist. side, twist, side, twist. Fundamental application in Tai Chi. Again, how we use that. I can also make this into pull down. As I come here, turn a little bit. Just a little. Drop. Step up, pull down. Now, if I want to execute something, I'm going to turn my waist, right? Pull down, go that way, right? Let's do this a couple of times. Feet about shoulder width apart, hands strum the loop, step up, pay attention to the idea behind this, side, twist. Stand straight, circle, step up, again, twist. One more time, twist. Pull down. Again. One more time. Did you see the difference? Probably not. There's a little bit that you could see. But the majority is based on what your intent was. Now, again, same as before. If you're standing here with me and I execute this technique, you will feel it. You will feel the difference. As you practice, you should feel the difference. Seeing it is another matter entirely. Right? So as we work through all, this is not just these couple of moves. This is the whole form. As we work through the form, we need to pay attention to where the application is, what the application might be, and what our intent is today, right now, this time. What am I going to do? Right? The outward application. Elbow, wrist, twist. Step on foot. It's martial art. It's you can be polite, but it's still going to hurt. All right, that's the idea. This is not dance. It's martial art. All right, so shin, foot, your choice. Twist. Each time we move, we have something behind that move. I'm going to do the beginning set again. Pay attention as we go through. And I'm going to go slow. Pay attention as we go through to this idea of fundamental application. What might be done with this particular move There's two applications there. Ward off, pull down. What happens, right, and we're going to do this, let's do this first and I'll talk some more. All right. Feet together, stand straight. Pay attention to the idea that goes behind each move. What might you be doing? Breathe in. And breathe out. Salute. And breathe in. Release the left. Open. Bring the arms up. And press down. Shift left, open right. Step through. Again, what might you be doing? What are your options? Think about those fundamental applications. Ward off, pull down, press and push. There's pull down and press. Open and push. Turn around, single whip. Elbows in, raise your hands. And turn. White crane spreads its wings. Brush knee. Step up, handstrom the loop. Stay there. What might you have been doing? Several different options. I just talked about a little bit the options with handstrom the loop, options with brush knee, ward off. Your hands are here. You're my opponent. Your hands are here, here. Don't really want that, but, right? Grab. You're going to try and grab me. Open. Open. Ward off. Hands come from underneath. And open. This rolling motion is critical. Nice and easy. As this arm comes up, I'm going to move this arm away from my shoulder. Right? Pull down. Grab and pull down. Now, there are multiple ways to pay attention to how we move through just this. Right? This hand comes down. Maybe I'm here, grab my wrist, pull down. Technically, I don't want to do that. I don't want you to grab my wrist, and I don't want to not control your hand if I'm going to pull down. So, you want to grab my wrist? Go ahead. Here. Here. Either way, the idea is I'm going to use pull down ward off. Go this way. The decision. What am I going to do? How am I going to do it? Depends on what's in front of me. There is a tendency to say, this must be ward off. This must be pull down. Could be. I could use ward off here. Right? The intent behind the move is, in most cases, within limits, more important than whatever you're doing in the movement itself. Okay? So, I'm going to go back to this idea that there is a tendency to make things into one technique only, and this technique must be done this way every time. For the physical movement, brush knee. Either side, brush knee. There's a requirement for the physical movement. What are we doing in that physical movement? I'm going to shift my weight. I'm going to step in. I'm going to turn my waist. Move the hand, move the upper hand forward. Move the lower hand across the knee. That series is brush knee. Does the intent behind brush knee have to be exactly the same every time? No, it doesn't. The physical movement needs to be more or less the same. Where's my foot? Where's my hand? What's this doing? What's that doing? Right? Where's my... I'm going to use a different... we're going to keep going with this one, then I'll change it. Alright, so shift left, open right, step through. That move we use repeatedly. It's basic stepping. Shift left. Alright, this is our basic stepping method. As we come through with brush knee, this idea of keeping the body in good alignment, using the back leg, paying attention to where the hand is in relation to the body. It's not up here, it's not down here. It's shoulder, elbow, wrist, extend. Elbow's not up here, and it's not stiff and straight. The extension comes through the body, not just slapping with the hand. There is no slapping with the hand, right? It doesn't exist. All right. That technique has behind it press, ward off, push. Depends. I can, with this hand, I can use pull down. I can use ward off. I can use press. And options. The fundamental physical movement is here. What goes on behind that simple move is the application. This is not the application. They're connected, right? If I'm doing this with my hand, what are my options? If I'm doing this with my hand, what are my options? Which one did I choose this time? That choice, which application am I going to use, depends on what I've decided and on the physical movement that I'm doing. Right? If I'm here, twist. Ward off, not so much, because the idea is that I've got your arm and I'm going to do something with it. Ward off, twist, pull down. Pull down is not as much indicated as either twist or ward off because of the way the form works. So I'm here, right? I don't have this side turn in form. Not so much. Step up, pull down, press up, right? Turn, brush knee again. From here, turn, pull down. Each time we move, and I'm going to do this one more time, and then we'll practice this. We'll practice handstring the loop. But pay attention here. This idea, what's my intent, will normally not change the outward appearance of your form in practice. In application, absolutely. The physical body follows the intent. What's my intent? What am I thinking? Again, if you were here and I had your arm, you would know what my intent is. You would. How do you see that? How do you know what that is behind the move? You know, you need some explanation, right? This is what I'm carrying over into the new format. This is exactly the kind of thing that I'm talking about. How do you know? At some point, somebody has to tell you. The mistake that a lot of folks make, and I made it when I was first starting, is to equate this move, this application, that's all there is. This takes the elbow, this takes the wrist, and twist. This takes the elbow, this takes the wrist, pull down. Some folks don't even get that much. That's a really tall person with really long arms. Okay? This is an elbow, and this is a wrist. That's a really long arm for a tall person. Okay? That's not, unless that's you, in which case your alignment is still going to be wrong. Here, my upper hand is up by my head, my lower hand is down by the lower dantian. That's wrong. That's wrong. My upper hand is center just below my chin. Fingertips no higher than the nose. My lower hand uses my own body as a measure. Here's my wrist, here's my elbow. How much distance do I have? If I've got my wrist here and I've got my elbow here, how much distance is there between both of my hands? Your body is the measure. Right? In application, if I'm going to use this, it's not my body, it's whatever my opponent is. So, tall person? Yeah, it could be. I don't want to try too much over my head because I don't have strength at that point. This requires I have a lot of strength in my arm, a lot of strength through my shoulder. Maybe, if I have to, this lets me use my whole body. I can put everything behind this. That's a key. We don't want to overextend. We don't want to underextend, right? This is not correct for Yang Style Taiji. It's not. It's not. That would be a very small person, the very short distance between your arm and their elbow, or between the wrist and their elbow, right? The physical movement, again, has behind it several ideas. As I, this, right here, as I come here, this upper hand, do this with me. Step up, hand strum the lute. Shift left, open right, step up, hand strum the lute. You're on your heel here, right? Open right, hand strum the lute. Again, hand strum the lute. As I bring out my hands, the lao bone here, center of the palm, sticks to the elbow. Sticky. Stays there. Little glue, it stays. Whatever the other person is doing, it stays. It doesn't move. It moves with the other person, right? But the elbow is mine. I got it, it's mine. Same with the wrist. Once I've got it, it's mine. Now, opportunity, I want to not create that opportunity, right? How can I avoid that opportunity? I have to turn my wrist. As I work through this idea, stick, stick, hold on, move with, not against, move with whatever the opponent is doing. So, my opponent tries to step back, I'm going to go with. My opponent wants to turn this way, I'm going to go with. That idea of sticking and following, fundamental for applications in Tai Chi. All right, let's go back to the very beginning. Start at the beginning, and we'll work through this set again. Pay attention to what the direction of movement is. Pay attention to the opportunities that might be there for that particular move. What might I do through this move? Not, it must be this thing. What are my options? Feet together, stand straight. Relax the breath. Relax the upper body. Salute. What are my options? Breathe in. Breathe out. Relax and breathe in. Shift the weight. Open left. Center. With the breath, with the idea in mind, what am I doing? What are my options? What is possible within each move? Pay attention to the fundamental applications. Ward off, pull down, press and push. Twist, slice, elbow, hip. What are my options? What could I do that is in keeping with the outward physical movements. What could I have put behind those moves? What could my intent have been? Do it again. Feet together, stand straight. Salute. Shift right, open left. Raise the arms. And open. Step through. Turn. Step through. Shift back. Press. Push. Turn. Single whip. Raise your hands. Brush knee. Step up. Hamstring loop. I could have had the same intent. I could have had a different intent for both of those. Each time we practice, we want to bring that idea to bear. What am I doing? What is the physical movement? What's the physical requirement for this? Excuse me. Here, on the toe. White crane spreads its wings. What am I physically doing through the move? Hamstring the loop. On the heel. What am I physically doing through the move? Raise your hands. What am I physically doing through this move? Where do I put the emphasis? Where do I create the change? Where do I create the change in the movement to get into the movement first, and then what comes next? What's the intent behind? How do I bring that into whatever it is I'm doing? Doesn't have to be the same every time. All of our Tai Chi systems have this, I'm called flexible idea behind the application. There are some things that are part of the physical move that just have to be there, right? I talked about this with hamstring the loop. Where's the arm, right? That has to be there. That's not anything, right? I can split, but it's a different dynamic. It's a different movement with a different application. Twist, pull down, ward off. Each one is there. It's part of the intent behind the move. I beat up on this a lot this morning. We're going to go through one more time, just take it easy, and then I'm going to close. Feet together, stand straight. Pull up through the crown of the head. Salute. Nice and easy. Just keep the idea in mind. What's the physical movement? What is the intent behind? And open. Raise the arms. Press down. Open. Step through. Turn. Step through. Turn the waist. Both hands. Connect. Shift. Move forward. And fingertips down, turn. Single whip. Raise your hands. Turn. White crane spreads its wings. Brush knee. Step up. And strum the lute. What's the intent? What were you thinking? Calm, relaxed, coordinated, well-placed, physical movements, connected through the waist, with the breath, with the idea, with the thought, with the mind, paying attention to what we're doing, and the intent. Not only am I paying attention, I have a particular idea in mind. I have a particular application in mind. What am I doing? Without explanation, without some instruction, it's easy to mistake what I'm doing. It must be this way. No, it depends. The ability to adjust what your intent is depends on knowing the physical movement, knowing where your balance is, knowing how your body's placed, knowing what the dynamic of the form is, knowing the physical effort that you're making, understanding what the body is doing, right? So as I brush knee, sink, support through the leg, push through the back of the leg, push down into the heel of the front leg, not over the toes, down into the heel as you step. This does not go up over the toes. No, that's wrong. Don't do it. No, don't do it. Just don't do it. Don't do this either. See where my knee is? It's past my toe. My knee shouldn't go past my toe. No. Yes. If my knee is out over my toe, I can't push down through this heel. I can push up through the toe. I can do this nice little dance thing. But that's not Tai Chi. Set the heel. Push down into this leg as you push down into this one. Don't go past the toe. That idea is part of everything that I do in my stepping methods. Push with the back, set the front. It's not obvious. You could measure it. You could feel it. You could. But if you're looking at it, what do you see? Shift, open, step, move through, transfer the weight. Shift, open, transfer the weight. That's what you see, the physical movement. What goes behind that physical movement? The weight transfer, dynamic of the movement. What I'm trying to do through the movement, my intent, being mindful, paying attention to what I'm doing, using the breath, and then what is that intent? What is my application? What's the application behind what I'm doing? That is part of, not all of, that is part of my intent. My intent might be to hold your arm. All I wanted, I'm not going to try and do anything with the elbow. I'm not going to try and twist the wrist. I'm not going to do anything. I'm going to stop you right here. That's it. That's my intent. I'm going to stop. Now, you want to keep doing something, then we have to keep going. But my intent could be just stop. These variations, these ideas, we don't enumerate them. Oh, this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4, this. We bring them all together so that as we're working the form, everything, I'm long list, right? Everything comes together in that one move. It should appear simple. It should appear well coordinated. It should appear to be in harmony with the rest of the movements, and it should appear to be in harmony with your own body. It must be coordinated with the breath. Okay? Physical movement coordinated with the breath. It's a requirement. I've given the breathing sets several times. I'll probably do it again. These ideas coordinate with the breath. How am I moving? What's the extension? What's possible within these moves? This is Tai Chi. This is what we do. I'm going to close class for now. I'll be back tomorrow with Yang Style Taiji. A little bit different class, but very similar. And Wednesday, Wudang Tai Chi Sword. Thursday and Friday, Wudang Qigong. Next week, same series. Next week is the last week of December. Same series next week. Yang Style Tai Chi on Monday, we're going to finish it up. Wudang Style Tai Chi on Tuesday, we're going to finish that. Wudang Style Tai Chi Sword, finish that. Qigong, we're going to finish those sets. We take a break, about 2 weeks. You'll be able to see some of my work on the YouTube channel, because I'll be coordinating, I'll be putting some things together there. When I come back, we'll have a new series with a new format, similar to what I just did today. Not this exact same set, but similar. And we'll continue with that idea as we work through the next series. Appreciate you being here. Thank you.